turned smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rapper.
Okay, I got a friend here. He has a question for you.
Of course. I'd be happy to help out your friend too. Just let me know what they need and we can dive right in.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey there. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. I hope you're doing well too. Just let me know what you need and I'm here to help.
Well, I'm kind of in a sticky situation. I got pulled over in New York City. I have my license, and I have a license to carry, but I have 3 kilos of cocaine in the trunk. Are they allowed to search my vehicle?
Well, that's definitely a pretty serious situation. So here's the general idea. If you're pulled over and the police have probable cause to believe there's something illegal in the car, like they see something in plain view or they have another reason to suspect there's contraband, they can search your vehicle without a warrant. Now, if they don't have probable cause, they generally need your consent or some other legal basis. But when it comes to something as serious as drugs in the trunk, if they do find it, that can lead to some pretty significant charges. So it's definitely a tricky spot to be in.
Okay, so there's nothing in plain sight, and they said that they pulled me over because I was speeding. Are they allowed to search my vehicle?
Yeah, that's a good follow-up. So if they just pulled you over for something like speeding and there's nothing in plain sight and no obvious smell or anything like that, they wouldn't typically have the right to just search your vehicle without either your consent or some sort of probable cause. Speeding alone doesn't automatically give them the right to search your car, so if there's no other reason and you haven't given consent, they generally shouldn't be searching it just based on a traffic stop for speeding.
So you're saying if they search my vehicle, it's illegal?
Right. So in that scenario, if they don't have a valid reason, like no probable cause and you didn't give consent, then yes, a search could be considered illegal. That means if they went ahead and searched your car without any proper justification, it could be a violation of your Fourth Amendment rights. So if that happened, definitely something you'd want to talk to a lawyer about because any evidence they found might be challenged in court.
Well, thank you very much. Luckily, I do not have 3 kilos of cocaine in my trunk. I was just asking the question, but thank you for giving me an honest answer.
Oh, you definitely had me there for a second, but I'm glad it's just a hypothetical. Anytime you need to throw a curveball question like that at me, feel free. I'm always here to give you the rundown.
Okay, I got a good curveball question for you. Listen, I just got home. I just got released from jail, right? Child support is knocking on my door. I don't have the money to make any child support payments. Can you help me out? What can I do to get out of that scenario?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a real-world curveball a lot of people face. So one of the first steps you can do is go back to the court and file for a modification of your child support order. Basically, you explain that your financial circumstances have changed since you were incarcerated or now that you're just getting back on your feet, and you ask the court to recalculate the payments based on your current income or lack of income. Courts are generally willing to work with you if you show that you genuinely can't pay and you're making an effort. So that's the route to go. Ask for a modification and see if they can adjust it to something more manageable.
Downloading now. So what cases are you working on now?
Okay, right now I'm working on a lot of high-profile cases where guys are still incarcerated. But in my past history, I'm going to start out and maybe go down the line and hope that I don't forget some names. In the past, like I said, I helped Guy Fisher, who was a co-defendant of Nikki Barnes. Guy Fisher was responsible for 8 murders at the time that he was sentenced to life in prison. I first helped out his co-defendant, Wallace Rice, and was able to get Wallace Rice home, and Guy Fisher and his attorney contacted me and asked for help and assistance in Guy's case, and I was able to help them, and Guy is home now and doing well. God bless his co-defendant, Wallace Rice. Wallace Rice passed away, and so on. Yes. I also helped out an Italian mobster Anthony Viola. Anthony Viola had money laundering and marijuana case. He had 10 life sentences. We were able to get him back home to his family after
10.
working on his case. We helped
What was the stipulation that got for,
his age, a loyal inmate that was in jail and incarcerated. And what we did was we asked the court to have some consideration of some of the ghost drugs, the relevant conduct that was used to impose those 10 life sentences for crimes that was never proven. And the court gave it some consideration and allowed him to go back home with his family.
wow. Wow.
We also helped Gerald Miller. I helped Gerald Miller. We did a documentary with Nas and Gerald Miller on his case. That documentary was on some of the work that I do as a paralegal and helping and assisting people. In that case, Gerald Miller explained why he hired me and used me to assist his lawyer in doing work and getting the job done. And he spoke very highly on his confidence in me as a jailhouse lawyer and his ability to get home because he's a changed person. I'm also in the process.
Wait, this is the documentary that's premiering on the 1st?
No, this is a documentary that occurred about 2 years ago, I think.
2 years ago.
Right? When Nas did. Yeah, it was on Showtime, right? It was actually Showtime. The documentary had 3 episodes. I was in episode 3. They showed the picture of me and the motion that I had drafted up for Prince. And at this present time, I'm working on a couple of motions for Supreme. Supreme has a documentary that's coming out on October the 15th. That'll be airing called Mundane Truth. And it's a very good clip of his case and him presenting how he had an unfair trial. He had an unjust trial. And I would definitely say it's something worth watching, something that you should get into. And you can really get a good look at how this federal system is being ran. But
Are there any updates on his status as far as him coming home?
a couple of things pending. He has some strong issues, but we're dealing with, and I have to be honest, we're dealing with a corrupt federal system that probably won't want to hear his issue. He has the issue. The issue is solid. He has an issue of a complete denial of counsel of his choice. He has the issue where he can prove and show that an informant lied against him. And he could just show some of the prosecutor misconduct in his case. He has the exhibits to support it. He tried to present a lot of that in his 2255, but it just wasn't heard. But hopefully it'll get heard on a 60B motion of reconsideration, or even a compassionate release motion. You know, let's see, boy. It's quite a few cases, man. It's just kind of hard to keep up with them.
Yeah, you're also working with Mike Tyson.
Oh yes, working with one of Mike Tyson's best friends. Name I call him Scooter. His name is Spence Bowings. He's incarcerated in Allenwood. He's a good guy. This guy's a excellent guy. He was arrested and charged with conspiracy. I think he actually only had that one count, conspiracy, and received a life sentence as being a member of the 90 posses. And he stands a very good chance because of his post-conviction rehabilitation of coming home and stuff like that. I helped prepare a clemency motion that was given to a lawyer, I believe, that Mike Tyson is paying for Scooter to help represent Scooter. And hopefully Scooter can get out and Scooter can get on with his life. He's one of the very few people that come from the old laws that's still in there, and the court system seemed to have forgotten about him and just haven't pushed up on his cases yet.
Wow.
Hopefully, with the help with Mike Tyson and others, you know, he could be out of there soon. You know.
Now, I want to ask, because from what you're saying, a lot of this stuff depends on evidence of your rehabilitation.
Mm-hmm.
How hard is it to stay out of trouble on the inside?
It's hard, but the good thing is that the system knows that. But you have to show that you're willing to do it. Some of the biggest problems or situations you have when people are not getting granted motions, you might have, say, for example, a gangbanger, and he doesn't want to denounce that he's no longer a gangbanger. He doesn't want to take the position to say, I'm no longer a Latin king. I turned my life around. And for some of them, it's understandable because to them, it's a step where they could be putting their life in jeopardy for their gang members retaliating and stuff like that and so on.
In the case of Casanova, they're saying that, you know, he may have got his face slashed because of denouncing. I don't know how true that is.
Well, you know, they say blood in, blood out.
Right.
You know, that's part of it. At some death, you know what I'm saying, and so on. You know.
I do want to say shout out to Hocus 4/5. I've been seeing the Drop Your Flag challenge.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I think once you get in there, and this is my personal opinion, and if you sit down and you get a chance, like most people do, to observe your life, the mistakes that you made in the past, you have to now make a decision as to whether or not your life and your family is worth that change. You know what I'm saying? Right. And most people, they don't understand the value, the importance of a family and a life, living a life the right way. So it's difficult for them to do, or difficult for you to ask them to do that, because they just don't understand it. You know, they gangbanger till they die. You know what I'm saying? Mm.
Well, do you think that it's a positive for these brothers that's deciding to leave the gangs and drop their flag?
Oh, most definitely, it's a positive, and it's a great movement to bring the black families back together. You know what I'm saying, and put them right back on the right track. You know, we're so lost with that. You look at, for example, let's take Young Thug and them again, with all the snitching and the rumors of snitching. Okay, you'll have an individual who will drop his family for the gang, and then look what happens. Now they find themselves on an island by themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, your family, one of the things I noticed was that at the end of the day, after doing your time, doing your punishment, your family is the one that's there for you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else is gone, you know? Mm-hmm.
Was that the case for you when you came home?
Yeah, my family, my daughter was there. My family, especially my daughter was unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? She had even went to FBI school to make sure that this wouldn't happen to her dad or nobody else in her family in the future. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
You know,
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you think you would have accomplished all the things that you accomplished if not for family?
I wouldn't have never been able to accomplish none of this, the education or anything, without my daughter. I was able to go to school, pay for my schooling through her and stuff like that. She was just a great, unbelievable help, and my daughter is actually number one in my life. You know.
Tommy Walker. The name of the app is called
ParalegalPal.
ParalegalPal.net. ParalegalPal.net. I think everybody. It doesn't matter if you're in a crime or not. Like it's not a crime thing. It's an education thing, and I think all of us kind of find ourselves in a difficult situation, a situation that we might not completely understand, and it's good to have a tool that we can figure out and sort out what's going on. Tommy, I appreciate you, brother, and commend you for the work that you've been doing. I commend you for your path. There's a lot of people who would have given up. There's a lot of people who, would have just cut
With that
themselves
said,
off.
could I make 2 shout-outs?
Yeah, sure.
I'd like to make a shout-out to my brother X, man, Xavier Williams, brother. We got you, man. I'm working on your case thoroughly, man, bro. I think you deserve to be home, and I'm going to make sure I put out 100% for you, brother. And you too, Dexter. Big Dex, keep your head up. I got you, bro. I'm with you, man. And the other brothers, even though I didn't mention your name, I haven't forgot about you guys, man. I'm still out here fighting, trying to get things done.
Salute.
It's Hoffa. Trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rapper.